You are watching the SEC on ESPN. Welcome to Gainesville, Florida for Game 3 of a top 10 showdown between Texas A&M and the Florida Gators, who walked it off in Game 2, stealing the series against the Aggies and clinching second place. Impressive at times this year compared to Florida. High pop-up out of the infield. And it is caught in shallow center by Kendra Falby. Cannon takes the 2-2 into left. 2 gone. Well, you mentioned 7 2/3 for Rothrock in. Hill into left field, tracking it but unable to get there is Otis, and Hill is thinking 2. A 2-out double for Jasmine Hill. Hill extends the inning for the former Gator. Julia Cottrell off the glove of Skylar Wallace. Here comes Hill. Throw in from center, off the line, and Texas A&M takes the lead.
Texas A&M is in the SEC along with Florida, actually. Julia Cottrell hit that ball so hard right at Skylar Wallace, but it bounces off of her, and then Kendra Falby does everything she can to make a play at the plate, but for the second time in this series, since coming back.
Allie Enright with 2 down and 2 on drove in the only run scored by A&M on night 1. Runner takes off, and Woolley will take it uncontested. 2 on, 2 out, the 2-2. Enright is rung up on the inside corner. Rothrock slams the door on the Aggies.
Similarly.
Kendra Falby takes the 2-2 into left. 1 down. Corby Otis at the plate. 5 RB, top 5 in the SEC in batting average. And a 4-pitch walk to Corby Otis.
It's made it so tough to pitch against this very good awareness of the strike zone, and they're very confident with what is and isn't a strike, and back-to-back walks now given up to Kennedy, or that Kennedy has given up.
The first for Florida. And the 3rd straight walk to load the bases. Yesterday. Walsh sends it high and deep to center field. Hall is there to make the catch, and in to score is Corby Otis on a throw that gets away from Powell and trickles out of play. And Florida takes the lead.
Good execution by Reagan Walsh to drive the sacrifice fly deep into the outfield, and Skylar Wallace with her speed is going to try to take third, and not only be able to take third, but cause that ball to get away from Kennedy Powell and cause Florida to take it by pitches that are given to them, the free passes.
Slow roller deep into the hole, it's short. Will get across the diamond and end the inning from Coco Woolley. But
80% have been 1-run losses, that they've been right there where they just needed that one extra hit.
1 out in the 2nd. Well, to your point.
In those big games, and that's something that you might watch your favorite team and it just is something that you think happens naturally, but that's something that has to be taught and instilled and put into the culture through practice and there.
Powell floats the 2-2 into left field, and it drops for a seeing eye single. She's going to stretch it for 2 on a 2-out extra base hit by the 9-hitter Kennedy Powell. Harper flies the 1-0 into foul territory and caught. Bobbled but caught by Ray.
About their speed with their 99 stolen bases, but their patience is what Florida's offense is notoriously known for, as Emily Kennedy gets the look.
Texas A&M. 2 down in the 2nd.
Yeah, looking for a more efficient inning from Emily Kennedy. If she's not a freshman and the other freshmen aren't freshmen anymore, then what are we calling Skylar Wallace, who's the grandma on the field?
1, 2, 3 inning. I think you call Skylar Wallace almost
Opponent maybe 3 times in a weekend if you're Rothrock, so you're going against tough hitters.
Oh, called out on the inside corner. Rothrock painting the edge for her second strikeout of the afternoon.
On A&M side of having that about 50% of innings thrown mark, but Keegan Rothrock is a freshman. Big difference.
Hill has drawn her 4th walk of the series. Had 3 in game 2, back in the first. Cottrell floats it into the gap in left center field and down for a base hit. And she is aboard for the second time today against her former team. Hits. 2 runs batted in, but has been responsible for much more scoring as she grounds it to second base. The flip to first by Williams in time. 2 down as both runners advance. And she's punched out on strikes. Second strikeout looking of the inning for Keegan Rothrock.
From Florida, so I feel like we're at the same field as going to be this year's Player of the Year, who also was Skylar Wallace from this Florida team last year, so they could go back to back. But that have won KB sides, won it from Arkansas as a transfer. It's a close pitch there. Emily Kennedy not getting the call. And then Skylar Wallace won it as a transfer last year.
It's that April slump. Lifts a high fly ball to right field. Back on it, Este, and it's gone. Reigning SEC Player of the Year, Skylar Wallace extends the lead for the Gators.
You can see how excited she is for that swing and for that home run. Again, Florida taking advantage of a base on balls that was on base. Skylar Wallace is able to go down and get this pitch actually right over the heart of the plate. And I think that one was one you just kind of had to watch it travel to see if it was going to get out of here. Didn't get all of it, but got enough of it. And Skylar Wallace comes through again, as she has so many times for SEC Coach of the Year. Picked to finish 8th.
Fly ball center field. Back on it is Rylan Wiggins, 2 down. Quickly 0-2 for Kennedy. And the Aggies will try to bounce back in the 4th.
Making them better, especially these young players getting to experience them.
Rylan Wiggins, mile high pop up right side. Mia Williams puts it away, 1 down. Este pops it up behind home, and there is Emily Wilkie in her first start at catcher since April 12th. 2 down. 7 innings in game 1. Her 0-2. Right back to her, off the glove, and easily gliding up to first is Powell to extend the inning. For his final day as an ump. Line drive off the mitt of Rothrock and into center field. And in her first at-bat of the series, Kylie Griffin extends the inning for Texas A&M.
And you can hear how
Texas A&M. Mile-high pop-up, shallow center field. Falby charging way in to get there. And Rothrock pitches around a pair of 2-out singles. The 1-2 from Levitt. Swing and a miss on the off speed, picking up right where she left off yesterday afternoon. Her 6th strikeout of the series.
siblings.
I'll sleep better tonight knowing that.
I knew you would, and I wanted to make sure we got it in game 3.
High pop up left field. Kramer Este is there, 2 away. 1-1, sharply hit to third. Powell going down and picking it off the dirt in a 1-2-3 inning in her first inning for Emily Levitt. Just 9 pitches.
It's been with 2 outs with the exception of just 1 inning.
Won't get a runner on here. Williams tracking that all the way from second base. Aggies have left. Has reached twice safely in this game against Rothrock and make it 3 in a row. And that gives way to Coco Woolley, who has produced 6 hits in the series.
In Division I softball.
Punches it into left field with Haley Golden into pinch run for Cottrell. She will stay put at second base. 7th hit of the series. Enright, first pitch swinging, pops it up left side. Skylar Wallace is there, 2 away.
You knew she was going to come out swinging after striking out looking in her first 2 at-bats against.
Is the tying run at the plate. Wiggins into left field. Here comes Golden, and she will stay put at third on a strong throw in from Corby Otis. Bases loaded.
After losing the first game.
2 down, bases loaded, 1-2 count. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. 4th looking strikeout of the day for Keegan Rothrock. Valley Enright. Hard hit ball into left, and this is scooped up by Keely Williams, fresh into the game off the bench here. Line drive, center field, deep shot, and it's off the base of the wall and will ground rule double over the base, over the top rather, of that 220 dead center wall here in Gainesville. What a rocket off the bat of Kendra Falby.
And she's
takes the payoff pitch into right field. Caught by Paige Lott. In to score from third is Mia Williams. And the Gators extend their lead on top by 4. Runner at third, 1 down. 4-run Gator lead. The 3-2. In the center. Deep shot again. Back to back. No, it's off the top of the wall. And a double driving in a run for Skylar Wallace.
thought this one was going to get out of here. Sits on a changeup. That was the pitch, the changeup that Levitt went to, that Skylar Wallace took to get 2 strikes. Levitt goes back to it. Skylar Wallace is on time with it and ready for it to drive.
Base. One of 6 seniors. Jocelyn Erickson right into the mitt at first base.
Top 10 in the country.
Back on it at short is Woolley across the diamond, and that will end the inning. But Skylar Wallace strikes again.
That's a number as a coach that you're looking at that is just tough to swallow and frankly an unacceptable number. I mean, 10 looking strikeout.
I'm trailing by 5. Fly ball, shallow center field. Charging in is Falby, and she'll get there. Kendra Falby making the diving play in center. Up on what she's supposed to be doing, because the last couple of times she sort of looked back into her dugout with her hands wide on a 1-out walk drawn by Trinity Cannon. Payoff from Rothrock. Lined into left field. Here comes Powell around third, and the throw in is not in time from Corby Otis. Snap throw to third is in time from Kowalewski. 2 down for Florida as A&M plates a run.
Little bit going on here because great
Field from Corby Otis really made Powell work for it.
But look at this slide. Going to the backside of the bag. Incredibly athletic to go to the backside of home plate and essentially graze with her hand the tip of home plate. And then good job by the Florida defense to get the backside runner of Scout level. But where I think this is going to get overturned to be obstruction is that Skylar Wallace looked like she was.
After review, the ruling at third base is changed. There is obstruction at third base. The runner is safe. For the Florida challenge, the ruling at home plate is upheld. The runner is safe at home plate.
Yeah, so
Big with Cottrell at the plate. Flares it into left field. Dropping in fair for a base hit. And back-to-back runs coming across for the Aggies. Woolley, a mile-high pop-up. Back on it, Williams, shielding the sun, and she cannot. Will get the play at second, but Woolley is safe at first as Price moves up to third. Right into that sun.
a little confused at what the home plate umpire, Marty Abazishan, is.
Marty Abazishan to get together with Dan Rogers and Chelsea Clark, but they just ejected. Was it Trisha Ford they ejected? Yes, it was. Wow, what a turn of events here. And we're still a little bit in the dark because we weren't sure what Marty Abazishan said.
A bit tricky because of where this ball was, and if it was called by anybody on the field, there's Dan Rogers right there. I don't see it called an infield fly by the first base umpire. So what they're saying is that that infield fly would be an out, and then Florida was able to get the force.
And Russ Heffley trying to figure out how to leave the
The
field.
ruling at second base of an out is upheld. That's 3 outs.
So the challenge, a double play in effect to get Florida out of the inning. Baby dribbler to third. Powell charging in, barehanding it and making the throw, 1 away. 2-2 count to Kowalewski. Hard ball off the glove of Rylan Wiggins, and Kowalewski is aboard in her first at-bat of the game. Run each. This one, too, is crushed. Right field. Goodbye. First at-bat of the game, and Katie Kistler sends it out of the park.
Pretty cool to see another senior in Skylar Wallace just jumping up and down and in that senior class together, knowing that it's senior weekend. Way too close of a pitch for a 1-2 count. And Katie Kistler knew exactly off the bat that that ball was out of here. Nothing like hitting a home run on senior weekend at your home field in your last regular.
Williams draws a walk. And back to the top of the order for the Gators with Kendra Fall back in the 5th. Williams takes off, hit and run is on. In from short is Woolley, and her throw pulls Trinity Cannon off the bag for the second straight day. Bases loaded for Skylar Wallace. 2-1, hard hit to first. The throw into home is in time. They will try to double up Wallace and cannot, but 2 away and no run score at first base in the form of Skylar Wallace. Erickson into right field. Fair ball off the base of the wall. Here comes Wallace around third, and Erickson walks it off for the second day in a row.
I might just seal the deal for Jocelyn Erickson being this year's SEC Player of the Year. Still to be determined. We'll find out soon, but Jocelyn Erickson has owned the inner half. Texas A&M tries to go inside. They're playing her more toward the opposite field side, and she pulls it down the line. 3 RBI and quick. I mean, think about how quickly this game turned from A&M threatening to be within a couple of runs, and then that double play weird call, to now how quickly Florida just had this run rule win.